Some people have reached out to me and asked about it, like expectedly. When a video like that is taken down, there are a lot of people who had it on their watch later list or otherwise, were sending it to their friends because it's such a wild scenario. And then they click it and it's just f***ing gone. And people are going to DM me. People are going to email me. People are going to private message me. And I have to, like, what am I going to say, dude? So this is the explanation, and it's how a company will do that. What's up, guys? Derek, moreplates.com. Today we're going to be talking about the transgender fighter Alana McLaughlin. Is it McLaughlin? I don't know, but that's what I said in the first video, so we're going to stick with it, bros. This is a video I did back in September, and it was a pretty controversial situation because this is not just, like the weightlifting shit, the cycling shit. That was already controversial in itself, where you had trans athletes competing against females who were formerly men who went through full-blown puberty and had been adult males for decades, retaining the same structural foundation of, like fucking literal organ weight, like so many different aspects of things that come along with being male when you're taller, longer limbs, different leverages, etc. Like there's a lot of shit that comes along with being male that is not just whittled down or, can be kind of owned in on as simple as testosterone levels, because that's something that is always mentioned is, oh, if you just manually lowered their test levels to a certain amount, then, they're biologically equivalent, which obviously is not the fucking case when you have an individual who's gone through literally puberty and has been walking around with heightened levels of androgenic signaling, 10x that of a female, for fucking years. I think that's a pretty well understood thing at this point, that it is, kind of, unfair. However, those events / sports are events in which those individuals, aren't literally inflicting damage or life-threatening, permanent, like literal life-threatening potential damage on an opponent. It's, weightlifting or cycling or swimming or whatever. But in this one, transgender fighter Alana McLaughlin wins MMA debut. My analysis. This is the video I posted September 12th. Got quite a bit of traction, 404,000 views, and obviously, they were a former like special ops and like pretty fucking alpha looking dude. If you see here, this is see all the tats. You see the visible outline of abs, some muscle mass, decent foundation of fucking contractile tissue on their frame. And then in more recent years, transitioning to female and with a aspiration to compete in mixed martial arts, apparently, and fuck up females. So Alana McLaughlin then enters into a league called Combat Global, apparently, which at least I believe to be the case, because this is the company that actually fucking struck down my video. Yes, indeed, which we're going to be getting into shortly. So basically, Alana McLaughlin fought against a female and beat them, and they, the league just let it happen. They were accepting of the scenario and thought it would be inclusive and fair to have Alana compete against a biological female. So this is something obviously highly controversial when you have a former special ops fucking trained male who is like not like, this doesn't even look like an average Joe Schmo. Like this is somebody who self-admittedly could do some like crazy feats of strength too, and otherwise was a fucking dangerous human, and then transitioning to female and literally fighting females in the cage. Right, kind of fucking insane. So this video gets struck down, and I'm like, what? I'm just fucking baffled, dude. Like, what could I have done that would have made any sense for this whatsoever? And when I say struck down, they copyright takedown striked it. So basically, what that means is they are claiming the rights to the video, and they don't even want to claim the ad revenue from it, which would be the most sensical thing if I was even featuring an amount of the fight that were actually justified it. Instead, I had like 20 minutes of unique commentary featuring random like little snippets of the fight, not the entire fucking fight. And there are individuals just reposting the fucking fight, like full blown with no commentary whatsoever. They're still up. So I don't know if it's just because I'm a channel bringing a lot of attention to the situation and they don't like it, or what? Because they are obviously a, you know, super inclusive league that is otherwise supportive of trans athletes fighting females. And I'm the only fucking channel that I've seen get, you know, some sort of action like this taken against the video. So like if you go to the search bar, Alana McLaughlin, MMA fight, we see Fight Den reacting to fighter debut, Alana McLaughlin versus Celine Provost. This is literally the fucking fight. Let's see, trans MMA fighter Alana McLaughlin slams critics, woke male beats female in fight debut. Fuck off, haters. With her rear naked choking the chick she beat. Quick side tangent to bring you a note from our sponsors. This is Magic Spoon, the high protein, diet friendly, body composition friendly cereal that has been a forefront sponsor of the channel for a while now. This was one of the first integrations I've ever done. I haven't done very many, as you guys know. It's basically a lot of the same kind of rotation of companies, because there are very few that I actually am willing to feature on the channel whatsoever. I get reached out to by stupid mobile games, NFT companies, like just stupid stuff so often, dude. And it's kind of wild, like, you know, how much influencers are actually, on average, like willing to compromise the credibility of their brand to promote whatever the fuck throws money at them. They'll just like literally get a piece of paper and be like, today's ad is by blah, blah, blah. This mobile game that I never play, blah, blah, blah. This is why you should buy it. Go get it. And it's like, you know, they don't fucking care. Like, this is cereal I actually eat myself. This is me almost 2/3 through this bag of peanut butter. This is me in my current bag of cocoa, about halfway through. This is me in my pumpkin chai one that unfortunately is, by the way, another reason to stay on the mailing list of Magic Spoon or stay up to date with, I don't know, their social media and whatnot, is because they put out limited edition flavors. Like, for example, apple cinnamon, pretty bomb flavor, but it is like they have like seasonal stuff as well as limited edition stuff, and it's good to jump on it because if you know you really like a flavor, then you can like really stock up. Like, for example, when cinnamon came out, I was on top of it, dude. Like, that is something I put into my protein shakes pretty often, as well as my oatmeal. And when they came out with a cinnamon flavor, I knew it was gonna be killer. So for me, fortunately for me, that's actually been a staple flavor that stuck with the brand, but there are other ones that rotate in and out, and it's good to stay on top of it. And before I get on a total side tangent about just the flavor systems in general, like why is it good? Like, basically the whole premise of the company is diet friendly. Like, there's no, like, it's essentially carbless. It's low carb, just 4 grams of net carbs per serving. Has high protein, 13 grams of protein per serving in general. You know, sometimes it varies. Like, for example, the peanut butter flavor, it is 14 grams of protein per serving, but it's a little bit higher calorie than, say, you know, the frosted variant, which is, you know, closer to the more average protein. Like, they basically vary between, on average, 13 grams, which to me, as somebody who otherwise uses this stuff to satisfy their sweet tooth and otherwise might have had, like, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say the name of a competing like cereal, but like, you guys know the ones we ate as like kids and we'd binge on the high sugar shit. Like, not only am I avoiding the complete sugar destruction of my brain that gives me horrendous brain fog when I eat like a high sugar cereal like frosted, fill in the blank. But I'm getting protein simultaneously. So concurrently hitting my protein needs whilst not burdening my brain and body with like an inflammation response and just general being shitty to myself by having a ton of bad sugar. This overall is a far better alternative, and allows me to kind of hit 2 birds with 1 stone. It's like a cheat meal without it being a cheat, essentially, especially when I allocate it around my workouts. So it's also gluten-free, grain-free, and uses only natural flavors, which for me, I found kind of wild, because again, when you use very good tasting stuff that is body composition friendly, you almost always get into the realm of the sucralose, the acesulfame potassium. You get into the realm of aspartame, stuff like that. Whereas for them, they literally use monk fruit, allulose, and inulin, which is, to me, like pretty wild that they're able to get away with making this taste so good with just these kind of like naturally accepted, like healthy, you know, alternative sweeteners, you know, things like stevia, things like monk fruit is a more new age one that's like you know, very, very hyped up now because it works very, very well. The inulin, like I said, and the allulose, mainly the allulose and monk fruit being the main drivers of it, but they really hit the nail on the head on a lot of these flavors, and they're like perfect alternatives to things you otherwise would have had as a kid. Like I said, like for example, the fruity, you'd have a hard time discerning between the fruity of this and the fruity of, you know what, like for me, I see no viable reason to go to the, you know, mainstream one that is shitty for you when this one is literally like 99% on point. Like usually diet foods are like maybe like 60-70% of where you need it, and you're like, okay, I can just get away with it even though it's kind of cardboard and fucking shitty. This is like really on point, and it is kind of wild that it's actually good for you. So for me, really dig this stuff. I've been promoting it for a while. I used to buy it myself for my cheat days, as well as just to allocate around my workouts before I was even collaborating with them. I have receipts going back as far as 2017, I believe. I put them up on my channel before. But yeah, really like this brand. I was really stoked when they reached out to me. Basically, again, the calorie content, it kind of varies between them. They usually are on average about 140 per serving, but some of them get, you know, like the peanut butter is a bit higher at 170, but most of them are around 140, like I said. And for me, again, the main reason why I like this stuff is it kind of lets me hit my protein needs concurrently while hitting my sweet tooth. Usually if I have anything that hits my sweet tooth, I mean, I have a craving, at the same time, I'm like, well, fuck, now I have to go have some like raw chicken breast, like boneless, skinless, like nothing on it, tastes very bland, to get my protein requirements without inflating my calories like way over my allotment for the day, because I use so much of that on that, you know, cheat food like cereal. For me, this kind of hits it, 2 birds, 1 stone at the same time. So that's why I like it. And obviously, anything that aligns with me, you know, oftentimes I think it's pretty common that you guys find similarities in what I like. So I like to bring brands to the channel that I identify with or otherwise spend my own money on. So definitely worth checking out, and it helps support me. So obviously thank you to Magic Spoon for the continuous support of this channel and believing in the growth of my ability to, you know, help drive traffic to your brand and everything. They were one of the first companies that really like stuck their neck out for me. And obviously thank you to you guys who do support me through your purchases of the cereal. And I'm glad, you know, I do get tagged and stuff where you guys are enjoying it. And awesome to see that I can actually feature brands in the channel without it being like a fucking sellout scenario. Like this is stuff I otherwise buy anyway. So anyways, you can check it out. Link in the description below to get some Magic Spoon today. You can build your own variety box, getting any rotation of the flavors you wish. Personally, I always talk about the cinnamon. Definitely recommend you try it. Frosted, also a very, very well-liked flavor universally. Fruity's great. Peanut butter, obviously everyone likes peanut butter. They do have gingerbread right now for a limited time. Definitely recommend checking that out too if you're interested. So you can use code Derek for $5 off. You can check out all their flavors. So they also have a 100% happiness guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So click the link below, use code Derek for $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/Derek to save $5 off your order today. And for those in Canada and the UK, Magic Spoon is now shipping there as well. Back in the day, it was a bit more problematic trying to secure the cereal as a Canadian, but nowadays it is something they just ship right to you. You no longer have to go to P.O. boxes when you were going to LabCorp to get your blood work, like I used to do. So you can check it out. Thank you guys for watching, and back to the regularly scheduled programming. And then getting her hand raised because she won. And there are, what is this one? Okay, this was me, my actual back end of YouTube. This was trans dude beats the shit out of a woman in an MMA fight. Alana McLaughlin versus Prevalence, full video, 16 minutes and 41 seconds, like the full fucking fight. Like that's it, dude, like straight up the full fight. Below the belt, Brendan Schaub, thoughts on trans fighter Alana McLaughlin, fighting a Green Beret, Alana McLaughlin's big debut. So anyways, this was like a pretty like highly covered subject, and it really sucked how I'm, you know, being forced to essentially take down what I thought was like very insightful commentary, had a lot of scientific basis behind it, and was not just like reposting the whole fucking fight or something. It was definitely within fair use, given the fact that on YouTube, there are so many fucking channels that have featured this full fight that have been sitting there forever. Like this was the first one. First results were full fight commentary and interviews, 29 minutes and 20 seconds. Like this is literally what I was reacting to when I made the video. And it's been up there since fucking September. Alana McLaughlin versus Celine Provost, highlights. And then there's my video, trans fighter McLaughlin won their MMA debut, 307K views. Trans fighter Alana McLaughlin wins MMA debut, backstory and fight analysis. So again, like obviously this is going to be covered by anybody who has any insight on, I don't know, endocrinology, MMA, like any sort of overlap that has to do with this insane situation. It's a very, very newsworthy topic, and as expected, you know, it was highly requested that I cover it. So I did, and this is a video that sucked to have taken down because it is something that I felt was an important message to put out there. Like, I don't think we should have trans athletes beating the shit out of females. It does not seem, fair, personally. Like, I think there should be a trans division. I think that's totally reasonable. Maybe there's not gonna be a lot of people competing in it, but I mean, like, I don't know, like, do we see trans female to males competing against males in like fucking UFC? Like, it doesn't, like, I don't see it personally. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but I mean, it just seems like there's a disproportionate either highlighting by not mainstream media on these kind of scenarios, or it's just not happening at all. But I mean, again, like at the end of the day, both scenarios I feel like would be unfair. If you had a female who had gone through puberty as a female and then took TRT to get up to natural levels and then was competing against men, like it's probably not fucking fair. The men who have had years and years of androgen exposure are going to be at a much greater advantage than somebody who's transitioning from female to male and is going to be competing against them after being a transitioned male for only a short amount of time, versus on the contrary, if you have a male transitioning to female competing against fucking biological females, also not fair, especially with the testosterone cutoffs, which are absurdly high in a lot of these events. Still, you have like 144 nanogram per deciliter totals, or 288, I believe in some cases too, even in the Olympic level. It's fucking absurd, dude. Like, you have people allowed to essentially walk around at like borderline low male T levels almost, and compete against natural females who have high binding protein production, total test levels not exceeding that of like 50 to 60 nanograms per deciliter at most. And especially if they're dieting down to make a weight division, like they're probably walking around with like fucking 1/5 to not 1/10, maybe not 1/10, but like 20-30% the test levels of a transitioned female. Like, it's fucking absurd, dude. So, and that's, that's just the test levels on paper too. It has nothing to do with all of the background of accrued skill from enhanced recovery over the years of having 10x the natural test levels. All of the different things that come along with being a biological male for fucking decades and then transitioning and getting in a ring. So I was like, what is the deal, dude? Like, what kind of motivation behind this do you have where you aren't going to just claim the revenue, but you're literally going to, like, by default, take down the fucking video? Like, it's kind of fucked up in my opinion. So this was, let's see, the back end of my YouTube. So this was the details. You can see here, visibility pending removal. Basically, strike pending. Your video is scheduled for removal. And you see they basically have a copyright takedown enacted where they're like, delete your video or we're fucking deleting it for you, bitch. And you get a takedown, added to your channel. This is something that happened when, back when I did Dylan McKenna's contest prep video back in 2019, he copyright striked that video because he just didn't like it, I guess. He's since come out and talked about that situation and seems to be more mature about it now, which is cool. But again, still fucking pissed me off and killed the performance of that video, because when it came out, he struck it down and then it took weeks before it got reinstated. And it was just absurd. So anyways, obviously I'm a bit salty about like unjustified takedowns when you're basically somebody who's trying to prevent the public from seeing something. But for this one, I did like hardcore due diligence trying to bring it back up and, work with the companies who submitted the takedown. So we have here copyright owner Siaka Kulebele. So anyways, reached out to them and tried to see if we could rectify the situation. So, sent them an email. Can you please retract your copyright takedown? I've received a takedown notice for a video I published in September. It includes my unique commentary and short snippets of a YouTube video that falls under fair use. So this was, the first video on page 1 that has been there since fucking day 1, dude. And it's still up, not copyright takedown, just mine is. Is it because I have, a bigger channel and more people see it? Like, I don't really know, dude, because a lot of people have seen some of these other channels too, and it's a pretty widespread covered topic. So I don't know, is it I figured it just had to do with the fact that the video had the most views potentially, and they just, decided to make an example out of my video, which is kind of fucking ridiculous in my opinion and pretty unfair. But anyways, sent that email, got no response, sent a follow-up, following up on this email, thank you. Ended up DMing both these companies, Combate Global, the brand that I guess, submitted the copyright takedown and basically said, fuck you, we're taking your shit down if you like it or not, as well as their media agency essentially that, I don't know, carries out stuff on their behalf. I don't really know how it works exactly, but basically Combate Global just didn't like the fact that I was bringing attention to the situation for whatever reason and decided to hit mine instead of solely mine apparently. So that's why the video is taken down. Some people have reached out to me and asked about it, expectedly. When a video like that is taken down, there are a lot of people who had it on their watch later list or otherwise, were sending it to their friends because it's such a wild scenario. And then they click it and it's just fucking gone. And people are going to DM me. People are going to email me. People are going to private message me. And I have to, what am I going to fucking say, dude? So this is the explanation. And it's just shitty how a company will do that, it makes no logical sense. Why, I could understand doing a takedown of an entire fight if somebody just pulls the fucking full thing, posts it on their channel and scores a bunch of views and has no unique insight, no commentary, no nothing. But if you're posting little fucking snippets of something, it's fair use, it's unique insights, commentary. This is something that should not be able to be targeted in such a manner, in my opinion, and to just use one video that's the highest view one to make an example of because you just don't fucking like it. What did you think when you were putting on this event, that it was not going to get some level of scrutiny? So anyways, that's what happened. And I don't know, there's no chance of it coming back because I had to fucking delete it because it would have gotten deleted on their behalf if I didn't delete it. So that's what happened, dude. So fucking sucks. But that's the situation. That's just the way it is. So anyways, maybe there will be an update on the next fight with Alana McLaughlin. Who knows what their next... I don't know what her next opponent is going to be, if it's going to happen, because she got a lot of, pushback on this, obviously. But if it does, you can be sure we'll probably be covering it. However, we will not be posting snippets of the fight because we know Combate Global are willing to do this kind of shit, apparently. So we'll see, dude. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, check out my blog, moreplacemordates.com. Follow me on Instagram, I'm moreplacemordates. Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, not BitChute. This has been a while since I've done this. Not TikTok either, actually, right now. Also banned on there, I think, for a Bilzerian clip, believe it or not. Yeah, I don't know. You can have, fucking underage girls twerking their goddamn asses and spreading their butt cheeks on the platform, but you can't have Bilzerian talking about some fucking, I don't know, swearing and, chicks he's banged or something. I don't know. I just got the TikTok. I tried to log in. I had posted one clip in an entire month and it was gone. And that's just fucking it, dude. TikTok, another thing I will never understand the logic in, but it is what it is too. So we'll see. I'm sure the TikTok will be back at some point, hopefully, because I did actually used to get tagged in some pretty good video ideas there. So it's kind of shitty to not have that right now, but that's fucking it, dude. If you want to support me, any of the companies, I don't even remember how to do this outro, dude. Companies in the video description. I either own them or am affiliated with them or endorse them in some capacity because I use their stuff or believe in it. So yeah, check it out. This is so fucking weird, dude. I don't even remember my own outro. So that's it. Like and subscribe. Follow me on the platforms. Talk to you guys soon.